welcome back to the Vintage Reserve, the channel where we go urban treasure hunting to garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, flea markets, anywhere that treasure can be found for a really great deal, whether it be video games for our retro video game collection, whether it be art, whether it be items for personal use, whether it be jewelry, or items that we can use and even resell online for some extra pocket money, because let's be honest, everything is way too expensive nowadays. So why not use that to your advantage and find some really great deals on things that can make you money instead? So without further ado, let's see how this week of urban treasure hunting went. Hope you enjoy. Okay, they just put out a whole bunch of Magic and Pokemon cards. Good lord, how much of it do I buy? Would this make a cool video? Would you guys actually want me to go through this stuff like this? I have no idea, like, about Magic at all, but I do know a bit about Pokemon. Like, Alolan Golem. So, like, not all of it's that old, I guess, but, like, that's pretty old. So it's a mix of stuff. Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to grab some of this. All right, let's see. So never heard of these sandals before, this brand Bedrock, but like they felt very durable. So I looked them up and they go for like $90 to like $120. They're like hiking sandals. Yeah, they have a really good sell-through rate too. So I'll probably throw those on eBay, probably for like 80, 90 bucks. Just bought a brand new sleeping bag for 10 bucks, and I'm going to Quebec in 2 weeks camping out for a medieval festival, so this is perfect. Sometimes these can be good if they're horror, but I don't see any horror. We do have some old video games, board games. Alright, nothing for me.
I don't know, yesterday the thing was right, like, you sit there and it's right on you. I couldn't deal with that, that's what I had to do too. It was really warm on the other side, but everything was still hard. I wouldn't even know what the stuff is. That's why we have her house in here.
Nice.
You know, just gonna keep those.
Grad nailers, but you know, it's like a staple gun, and they'll shoot the little brass like that.
I don't do any heavy duty, so I
Yeah.
put some more than pretty much.
Well, then there's no sense of you buying a compressor, but you can buy the Ryobi nail guns, but they're gonna cost you $100.
A lot of sander.
135 around there. It's brand new, never used. What brand? It's an off brand.
Ryan should have come in, he might have needed some tools. Just starting out his home. And my son just got his home, he needs tools.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know what he needs.
But
Saw blades.
I found out you don't buy tools for other people, you let them
Yeah,
buy
because
them.
they have their own
You don't know what they need,
or
what their
what
skill
style
level
they
is.
like, yeah.
what skill level they're at.
And all start from.
Those are stud finders,
And if it's working.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at the wall, you put it on the wall, and if it's got a new battery on it, you'll see. I don't know if this battery works.
How big is that? That's too big. That's too big. So we gotta go middle of the way. 7/8. See, these are more.
This is just pretty cool. With all the games.
Make those kids do that stuff.
Popcorn machine work?
Beth.
It was literally at 2 neighborhoods that had garage sale days. Probably went to like 25 to 30 garage sales. Nothing. And then one random one on the way home. And I find a Classics Super Nintendo. He said he had like an extra like 100 games downloaded on it, which would be cool. And then there's also a massive like popcorn machine. I actually have a popcorn machine, but mine is a bit smaller than that. So one of the proper big ones like that will be just tons of fun. And I got just $50 for the pair. So, I mean, the Super Nintendo alone is worth over $100 in the box like that. And it'll save me a lot of hunting for some games. And then, yeah, just the popcorn machine will be super fun to set up. And then I can take the smaller one and maybe put it in the game room. But yeah, you spend all morning at a bunch of garage sales, find absolutely nothing, and then just one random one on the way home, and you find a whole bunch of good stuff. So never give up. As you saw, it was a pretty slow week. And you know what? That's okay, because that's reality. That is what you're going to run across quite often. You're not going to find a crazy amount of valuable stuff every single week. That's just not realistic. We've been getting really lucky these past few months, but you're not going to be able to go out every weekend and find hundreds or thousands of dollars of vintage video games or jewelry or really expensive antiques. You're going to have plenty of weeks where you go to dozens of sales, hit up all the thrift stores, and really just don't find much of anything. This week, we only really picked up 3 or 4 items. So let's go over those right now. So to start off with, there was a garage sale where we picked up this pair. We've got this big popcorn machine, which is going to be so much fun for movie nights. I love to host them at my house. I've got a much smaller popcorn machine that's about 1/4 of the size, but having a big one like this will just be a lot more fun and a lot easier to use because it's got the individual switches for everything. And then at the same sale, we picked up this Super Nintendo Classic Edition, the one that came with all the different games pre-downloaded on it. These actually go for about $80 or so online, so that's kind of a cool find. And I paid $50 for the pair. They had originally wanted $25 and they dropped it down to $15. So I guess if you hold by that price, this was only $35, which is a great steal. The other item we picked up this week was that pair of sandals, those really premium hiking sandals made in the USA, really durable. And I picked them up, I think it was like $7 or $8. And I mentioned they had a really good sell-through rate. And boy, did they. I just threw them on eBay. They sold within 12 hours for $75 plus shipping. I don't sell a lot of stuff on eBay, but something like that that's really easy to ship, that has a really great sell-through rate, there was almost no effort in it. Literally, a guy reached out immediately, very interested in them. He'd been looking for them in that color, but apparently they're like perpetually sold out on their online store. So getting them in good condition used for a pretty good deal as well. He was very happy with that. So that was, over $50 in profit just for that one item that we picked up, which is phenomenal. On top of that, there was actually one other item that I did pick up. However, I'm saving that for a little future video, which you'll see sometime pretty soon. because we didn't find a ton this week, I thought this would be a great opportunity to go through this binder. You will probably have remember seeing this in a previous video. There was a garage sale we went to over a month ago where I bought a 3DS and a bunch of DS games. And I also picked up this binder filled with Pokemon cards. So let's go through. I did promise you that we would go through it in a video at some point. So let's go through and see what Pokemon cards were in here. Basically, this was included in the lot. The whole lot was like $135. So basically, I think the value of this ended up being, I don't know, something like $20 to $30 is what they kind of ended up including it in for. So let's take a look and see. On the first page, we've got a bunch of VMAXs, kind of in the rainbows. Togekiss. I don't know if the trainers are worth much of anything. In the back in the day, they never were. Victini, Magikarp and Wailord, tag team of the super small and the super large. Then we've got another tag team, Pikachu and Zekrom. That's pretty cool. And I believe that's, I remember looking it up, and I think that was a pretty valuable card, actually. And then, let's see, Latias and Latios, one of my favorite duos in the Legendaries of Pokemon, another tag team. What else we got? There we go, Charizard GX, very nice. And then we've got another one of those Tapu Koko GX. I believe those were from I didn't play much of that Pokemon generation. Like the Hawaiian Islands one. Kartana GX. I have never even seen that Pokemon before. Snorlax. Gotta love the classics. Pidgeot EX. Then we've got SQ and Cyclizar. I have played the new games, and they were quite fun on the Switch. Let's see, we've got Arcanine, another one of the Tapu Koko. That one's just the V, not the VMAX. Flapple. Victini, love that little cute, adorable guy. Luminian. Kricketune. Urshifu. Was that the Single Strike? Okay. I believe that was kind of like a form change in like Teddiursa or something. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Probably am. Dracovish V. Corviknight, very cool design. Giratina, one of my favorite, Ghost Dragon. How can you hate on that? Then we've got another trainer, Rapid Strike Style Mustard. Okay. Reminds me of the game Clue. And then Milotic, beautiful. And then we've got, I think, are these older cards? We've got some Digletts, yeah, from the Team Rocket. I don't know if they did reprintings of these, but I definitely recognize that from my childhood and my own collection. I don't really collect Pokemon cards, but I do have all of my original from back in the day. Oh yeah, look at that. Second edition. This guy had either an inside joke or really enjoyed the Pokemon Diglett. Okay. All right, even more Digletts. And then Blaine's Ninetales, Brock's Sandshrew, Electabuzz. That's from the Pokemon the first movie. I actually have, I think I've got that in my collection. And I also have the Dragonite one that is one of my favorite Pokemon cards. And then the Pikachu, I think that is the promo one too. And what else have we got? Just random energy. Anything else in here, or is that it? I think that's it. Well, let me know how did I do on the Pokemon cards. So what do you guys think? Didn't find a ton this week, but I am happy with what we did find, and it gave us an opportunity to go through those Pokemon cards. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Pokemon? Obviously, you can see I'm a huge video game Nintendo Pokemon fan myself. But if you liked the video and want to stay tuned for future videos, it's not all video games, and sometimes it's antiques, sometimes it's jewelry and other items as well. Please consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. It all helps the channel grow, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Enjoy.